it all week. Woo! I mean, you said that you were giving us our energy. I think they're giving us their energy. This game 4 is on the way. We're in the draft here, and we're well on our way. Nyx Assassin, Virtus.Pro, Brewmaster, Vici, Virtus.Pro, Grand Finals of the Stockholm Major.
Oh boy.
I'm liking it, the adjustment. They didn't get Brew in game 1 or game 2. They finally got it in game 3, and it was such a key team fighting hero. The control and just team fight aspect it brings to the table, unmatched. And this time around, they get it in the first 2 to make sure they can have their hands on it.
It's just a hero that VP hates to play against, for sure. Just disrupt the team fight completely. Picking it this early, I don't know how you'd punish him, because Brewmaster has just gotten a couple buffs in the laning stage. Already picking the Darks here. Okay.
Well, you know, we've seen this combo already many times. Nyx Assassin Darkseer. In fact, he has got to, the stress is just getting to this guy.
He won. Brewmaster is hard.
It is hard.
He needs to rest in between games.
Yeah, man, it's taking his literal spirit to
He doesn't
rival
need
split.
to touch his keyboard at the moment, so he has it like this.
Incredible. You know? Anyway, so we've seen Nyx Assassin Darkseer used so many times to win out that lane. In fact, skipping the entirety of the lane. And that utility just never goes away. This duo is just all the time in these games, keeping up that pressure.
Yeah, the main problem is that Vici, they're tri-laning, and if you're going to tri-lane, it's that they will die. Darkseer will die in this lane if they're not careful. They already picked up 1 stunner, and they're probably going to get 1 more after that. And obviously, late game though, or mid game, Darkseer Nyx combo, very scary, very good.
Vici Gaming's turn to ban.
All right, making sense there.
A lot of signs here, wow.
Stop killing solo. I think you might need to change that to Pasha after that game.
Crowd talent is more than Slack's talent. What? Hello?
What does it say? What does it say?
Crowd talent greater than Slack's talent.
True.
Well, Slacks is up here.
You've been asking for a panel off Slacks. Maybe you can find someone out there.
Yeah, why don't you get up here, huh? I see you. Okay, he did not look scared. Okay, fine. To move the camera. He's better than me now. Okay, all right, so still taking some time out. Makes sense with these bans here, as we see Razor knocked out. Surprised. Made it through the first, but I mean, there's so many value heroes that you have to ban out these days.
And it's going to be rough again, Vici Gaming. They have the Vengeful, which again works so well with the Terrorblade, so if they still want to go back for that. And like one of the things the Terrorblade needs is to be free to just attack, and Brewmaster provides it so well. So I would not be surprised at all if they just pick it up.
If we see that PL ban, the TB is coming for somebody.
Yeah.
That's the thing. VP may just have to pick it before them. It's such a hotly contested hero in this series. Or VP needs a better answer. Because last game, I think they got to last pick and Morphling was banned. Maybe they pick up like Morphling earlier on in the draft. They can't just let Vici get away with that TB pick. But
Or just pick it up.
they can't stop it.
Right, there is
It's
a PL
just-
now,
it's
as you
happening.
mentioned.
Yeah. They did lose with it in game 1, but this time around, you know, maybe against the TB, they feel like it can do the trick. Partly why it's not banned is because his Brewmaster is in play as well.
True. Definitely good to just dispel the illusions. Works well.
10 seconds remaining.
Wonder how we can punish that terribly this time on Virtus.Pro. Of course, you do have those ways to get in there with the Darkseer and the Nyx Assassin for some easy blow-ups, but don't we need... The thing that we've seen that's been most effective is just that massive amount of Lich! There's one person in the crowd that has a pick Lich sign this entire time. She's so happy, finally.
We had one other Lich. I think Fnatic, there was a Lich Jug lane we saw again.
That is right. Don't think that one worked out. But we do see the Lich there. A lot of power there. Coming in with that magical damage, you know, making sure that you can win that laning stage and very powerful later. But once you get that BKB online, whoa, what real threat is Lich?
Oh, he does provide the Lich armor, of course, which we know that Terrorblade, you're in the middle of a team fight, he's going to hit you, you die, no matter who you are. But with the Lich armor, you're going to live for a couple seconds, which is going to be pretty helpful.
It's a fine point indeed. We will see some living men on the battlefield here today. A different kind of sustain than what we're used to. And Tusky!
This is... Fade is so good on this hero. He played it a couple times already. one of the best Tusk players in the world. He's been one of the standout players of the tournament, and this was his first signature hero. We've seen more of his Earth Spirit and Magnus this tournament, but Tusk in his hands is devastating.
What makes this hero fit here?
It's the best 4 position left in the pool that Fate plays, to keep it simple. It's like his Magnus, Shaman, Earth Spirit out there. What's his next best hero? Tusk. And it's good. I mean, it's a playmaker. It's a good 4 right now in the meta.
Yeah, and they definitely predicted Juggernaut coming out, because with the Lich and that lane, normally it's super scary because you slow and run someone down, and how do you stop that? You snowball, and you completely break that combo. And you can also just go on the Lich super easily here and kill that guy if you want, for sure. And just the save overall from this hero can be so good. Again, like, you need to make sure Terrorblade lives, and you have the swamp, you have Brewmaster create space, and even a snowball now. So bursting Terrorblade seems kind of off the table. And you don't have too fast damage, which means the Terrorblade will get his ultimate off, which it's very scary right now.
Indeed. But I don't know. I mean, Tusk is really good, don't get me wrong, but sometimes we haven't seen him be used to his max abilities. He'll get picked off first, and then your big save that you're counting on so much doesn't actually come through. Do they have the heroes that would actually be able to pick off the Tusk before he can go into the ball, though? Not quite yet.
Yeah, the Nyx is that potential playmaker for VP. You can maybe either get him like with an Impale coming out, but the follow-up damage isn't really there. But no one's hero looking to bring it together. It's going to be probably some source of magic damage. You're not going to be able to deal with TB by going pure physical damage.
They probably need Ember here, honestly. There's not too much lockdown. They don't need the laning stage yet, but I feel like they need something fast. Because the way VP's been playing, they're playing way too slow. Speed it up.
Well, I haven't seen much of the mid-Ember, but if you see a good mid-matchup, it could come out. I don't know, I'm not sure it's a hero that no one necessarily wants to be playing. You haven't seen much of his Ember.
Well, the plan for Virtus.Pro is pretty simple from what we've seen so far. All of these heroes are quite good in the early to mid game, allowing you to get these big burst damagey things. But Vici Gaming, though, they've got a little bit of some rounding out here. I'm worried if they get even more abilities to hold off until Terrorblade gets huge, there might not be any way that Virtus.Pro can take them.
Well, they're definitely also taking their time here. We've been talking a lot about having sustain and save and ticking all the boxes and all that. Which boxes are we lacking? I feel like we haven't seen a lot of big teamfight boxes. Sure, with Darkseer, and actually Darkseer Lich, I like it. I like the teamfight of VP, but on the side of Vici Gaming, it's just only the Brewmaster.
Yeah. The nice thing is Brewmaster is one of those heroes that's good against teamfight lineups because of, you know, the primal split. You go in, you disrupt the teamfight, you throw someone up in the air with a Cyclone, you basically negate your opposing team's teamfight by just having this crazy ultimate.
Only 12 seconds, 10 seconds.
Yeah, what's the hero for mid lane?
Oh, that Monkey King means they probably want a melee.
Is it going to be the Ember? Kunk is also an option. That's decent magic damage, and that's one of no one's classic heroes. So
the main problem right now is that they're picking their mid first. Which is generally when you have that position, you want to pick a Pugner Lean or something like that that doesn't lose his lane, but that might not be what you need this game.
Still got Necro and Shadow Fiend in the pool as well of the heroes that we have seen no one play this tournament so far.
10 seconds. He's asking, are you okay
he's
with this
looking
hero?
down, yeah. He's
Okay,
like,
I'll just pick it then.
Hey, Puck is still in the pool as well.
Hell with, let's go.
That is surprising.
The last game, let's
The lollipops on the ground!
oh, Storm Spirit. Oh boy.
They don't have the lolly! Will it work?
Oh boy.
Well, that is a sticky desk now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ramses.
Right. Well, so the Storm Spirit is kind of not picked at all right now because he's still not good enough to be played. We've seen him try it a few times, but the hero just struggles with his mana pool, honestly. You jump in, you don't do enough damage. Good thing is that Vici does not have a lot of lockdown, at least.
I mean, I got to imagine their last pick will be something that provides some.
Yeah.
Like a DK type
yeah,
hero.
I was also thinking DK right now. I don't know how you kill people then.
Yeah, that's the thing. Storm has to kill people. And if you have Brew, TP, DK, you're super tanky.
Remind me for a second, Storm Spirit obviously did have some changes recently. What are the most notable ones?
When you use Electric Vortex, you don't slow yourself or whatever. So you're slightly stronger in lane in the early game. You can get 1 point in the Vortex and actually have a bit better kill potential. That's the main one. I think some of like the mana cost on Remnant was maybe changed as well.
And there we go. A Storm Spirit versus Dragon Knight.
Nice pick.
Whew. Nice pick, he says. Is it nice enough? I mean, I saw Storm Spirit getting a cheer. I did not see Dragon Knight getting a cheer. Is it strong enough to deal with VP in this game, you think, Slacks? I'm going to you first.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
Sure thing. Well, this game, I think, heavily depends on this Tusk. They have so much aggression coming out from VP right now, but the Tusk save can potentially ruin the entire draft. Question is, do we have one of the best Tusk players in the world on this team? Yes, we do.
Yes,
so I'm going to be going with Vici Gaming.
So you're thinking VG Gaming is going to take the championship because this is their match, their series, if this is their match.
On the back of the Dragon Knight, perhaps. Yes.
It's DK's, it's not a fun, flashy hero. It doesn't get cheers, but it wins Dota. I'm going to have to go with Vici Gaming as well for Game 4.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to look at the offlane again, Vici Gaming, or the VP side, because they're going to run up there and there's going to be a Tusk there killing them, so they need to be super careful. The only good thing for VP, though, is that the laning stage 4 Storm will be good against the DK. He will have a fine time, but ultimately I think Vici, DK, I'm sorry, VP fans, you're going home.
Wow. There's a lot of people there not very happy with that. It is the 4th game, and it could potentially be the last if my teammates are correct. I'm going to go for Virtus.Pro for this game with me. Storm Spirit. Gotta love Storm Spirit, right? Indeed, indeed. All right, remember, put your votes in as well. And an exit, perhaps, for the last time. Make some noise for Odie Pixel, Fog, then Matuma Man.
Thank you very much, Shivius. Game 4, Vici Gaming up 2-1 against Virtus.Pro, and in what could potentially be the last game of the tournament for VP, we're seeing them try something drastically different in the mid lane. No one bringing the Storm Spirit to the fray. We don't get to see this hero a lot. Is this a free Storm game, as has always been historically asked? Is it looking good?
There's stuns. There's definitely lockdown to be able to catch this Storm, but his lane looks good. I'm just worried about the aggression that can come out from the dual supports. We've seen it in every single game this series, how much pressure DY and Fade can have in Tusk. Tusk can make easy rotations on mid lane to gank if he sees the opportunity. But we'll probably see them start with that, that tri lane again.
I mean, it all comes down to, the mid lane, like how good of an early game is he gonna have. Like if he has a bad early game, I think he's gonna have really rough time against this lineup, because DK is known for actually the lane is super good for Storm Spirit, but later on you have the instant stun against Storm, so he actually needs to be really careful in the fights, how he wants to take them.
Do you match the aggression here? Do you run an aggro tri lane or something from VP to avoid the
disaster off lane?
Oh, and I was going to say, is this game round, Pasha and Roger on this Darkseer, Nyx Assassin, is it going to be as tricky as it looked to be for them last game, or will it be a little easier for them to not die over and over again?
I think it's hard to judge. I think last games they really messed up the lane themselves. They actually shoot themselves in their own foot every time they played this lane. They shouldn't get this much destroyed. I mean, they should have a rough time, but not like this. This is just game-losing play on the lane. So, I mean, it's kind of it's hard to judge right now because the previous games has been so insane. What can I say? They just go on the offlane and feed together.
Got to slow it down. They can't allow that to happen. We saw what happened when Paparazzi gets that free lane.
Yeah, I've seen Fade on this Tusk so many times just go absolutely crazy in the first 5 minutes, and they've got the Terrorblade combo with it, but not worry.
They're going to have to chase down with the Frost Shield. Have the stun from Roger. Ramsey's in on top of Ori, blocking him off with the Blade Fury, and that'll be the damage required to get that first blood for VP.
Ori gave him you saw Ori smiling there in the camera.
Yeah. Our first blood for VP.
Looks like they're actually going to dodge. They're expecting this aggro tri lane, it seems.
I absolutely love this. Just give Pasha once a good lane in these games. The offlane hasn't been working out for them, so I like this adjustment that they just give Pasha a solo lane and then they tri lane with the other heroes.
Okay, so they're expecting the dodge, it seems, as Pasha's now going back toward that top lane. They're sending Jug down versus the Terrorblade. So they want to be able to try to set up kills with the spin, Sprung, Frost Shield combo as much as possible. And just, yeah, like you said, try to give Pasha something here.
As you say, starting down at bottom with it being, Paparazzi and Fade down here. Is this looking to be a lane where Paparazzi is going to get free farm for sort of the first 10 minutes of the game?
No, it's just going to be the supports from VP trying to follow him around.
Okay. So yeah, he's sort of he's already backing away from that bottom lane.
Yeah, he does not want to go near Ramses. He wants to lane against the Darkseer.
It's going to take him a bit of time to get up there. So this will definitely be a bit of a slowdown in the start. And whilst Fade's on his own, VP are going to look to try and punish it. Roger is going to leap forward, has the shield upon him from Solo, lining up the stun, holding onto it for now as Ramses would just go forward with the Blade Fury. There's the stun from Roger. VP getting that second kill.
We said they had to change it up, and they are absolutely doing so. I like that they went for this different type of approach, too, on the carry hero, going for a more aggressive hero that Ramses can actually make some plays on early on, rather than just being like, all right, guys, we have to farm until Ramses has like 3 items to be able to actually fight and contribute. This Jug, with that Lich combo, allows them to be able to play that aggressive stance in the early game.
See on these first 3 waves here in the middle lane, Ori is absolutely crushing it. 7 for 5 against the 4 for 1 in the first waves here in this DK versus Storm matchup.
He's definitely mad at after the first blood. He wants to prove everyone, I'm the man.
So far, he's certainly doing that. Really keeping no one on his edge.
8 and 7.
He's crushing it. Is this something that will sort of change as the levels come into play? When no one has the high levels on the magical burst, is that when you see the Storm get ahead?
I feel like this is a lane should just be a farm fest, all levels. But I think DK actually outplayed him on the first level, so he's getting the edge now. It depends. Like if Storm gets his bottle early on, then the lane is pretty much just gonna be like washed up. Like it's just the farm fest.
And it seems like with Vici reacting to the side lanes and moving Paparazzi up and down, they have managed to secure this area once again where Paparazzi will be farming, the 2 supports by his side. And for now, at least, VP, they sort of learned the lesson from last time. They're not going to send anybody up to that lane.
Yeah, Pasha's just actually straight up jungling from level 2. Not the fastest jungling on Darkseer until you get those levels built up. And when I see Fade, he's going to try to stalk and put the pressure onto this.
He's level 2.
He's very low.
Here, kill him. Oh.
See Fade. Won't quite be able to find him now as the surge out will get Pasha out of harm's way. Fade not able to get the catch off in time. This is going to be entire free farm for Paparazzi at the start. Won't be getting kills, but he's certainly going to be hitting those creeps without any trouble. He's going to try for Solo. Won't go any further. Still holding on to that second skill point to see which situation will require which spell.
Yeah, he's standing right up on that high ground waiting to see if he wants to skill either the snowball or the shards. If they do walk up the high ground, you can see him go for shards. If not, could look for the snowball play.
And the wraparound on mid's going to be here. DY trying to head forward. They've got the snowball, the magic missile down onto no one. No one. He is surrounded by the 3 of them. Is there any way to play his way out? There is not. It's Vici Gaming. Get the gank off and take no one out of the middle lane.
Immediately, as soon as they see the supports making that move, though, they bring Pasha and Roger up top to try to put some pressure onto this Terrorblade. But immediately, Vici, they're starting to come back up to try to secure this Terrorblade's farm. DY actually TPs, and it's a hidden TP.
There we go, Roger. Leading in with the Frost Shield, has the stun. There's the 3 of them collapsing underneath the tower, trying to kill off Paparazzi. The magic damage from the Iron Shell is slowly but surely doing it as Paparazzi's blocked off and will fall. VP get the kill, they now turn towards Fade. Fade's got the snowball, but he'll come out. The Iron Shell continues to take him down, pops a Fairy Fire, but VP, they'll get the second, they'll get the 2 kills. Now they turn to DY, the stun's there as well. They'll take 3 out of the top lane.
There we go.
Finally, VP gets some successful rotations going on.
This is the first time in the series they've actually had this kill lead, I think, right?
Yes.
Seems like it at least.
5-2.
Down bottom, Ramses versus Yang for now. Ramses is doing just fine, 27 for 6. Topping off on the CS. The mid lane matchup, no one's caught back up in the last hits. Denies still favor Ori. They do have another roll in onto no one. He's got the bottle, has a few charges to pop, but won't get the chance to do so as they chase him with the tag team. No one gets beat down once again in the middle.
Mentioned that Fade Tusk, right? We know he's going to make these rotations, especially when his Terrorblade starts getting pressured a bit too much. He has to make moves elsewhere to try to counteract VP's aggression. As bounty runes are coming up, we're going to go for, looks like a 2 for 2.
Yeah, DY will be able to grab it before Ramses is able to get in.
DY, they're always stacking Ancients whenever they're doing these moves. And now it's that 5-minute mark, and it's with the DK, so it's even more natural for them to try to make that play around mid as Yang.
Yeah, Ramses, he's going for the chase down here. Won't quite be able to find it. Yang's able to get away, TP in from DY. Get the magic missile out onto Ramses. Ramses does have the phase boost though, so he's got the movement speed to back off.
Ooh, Yang buys a bottle from the side shop, or from the secret shop there before trying to make this play forward.
Straight TP out from Ramses. As he'll go back towards the tier 2, get himself over to the shrine. Makes the move, knows that he won't be able to outrun that of the Panda. Back up to top. Roger. Getting a bit of harassment onto Paparazzi with this Iron Shell upon him. As already, this time round, Paparazzi isn't getting that entirely free start to the game. Back in the jungle, Ramses actually finds DY, able to do a lot of damage with the Blade Fury chase down. DY does have Fade by his side. Ramses will continue to chase forward with the Frost Shield. The tag team touch from Fade will slow down Ramses. So DY is able to get away. Ramses still trying to chase down. He's not quite got that level 6. So no Omni Slash to keep going. Has to be careful. Yang will try and turn, but with Solo by his side, Ramses will be safe. If he can get that level 6, Vici Gaming are going to have to be a lot more careful about how they poke at this Juggernaut.
Pasha's got to be so happy. He's actually getting to play some Dota this time in the first 10 minutes. You know, he's got some items. He's got gloves of haste. You know, he's feeling pretty good about himself right now.
Cannot underestimate the gloves of haste. As you can see, that like the VG supports are again smoking on this mid lane. You should like definitely expect this play by now. It happened all 3 games, and they'll do it on the 5-minute catapult timing once again.
Yeah,
and it's with the DK, so it's like even more obvious.
Don't go mid if you're no one. He's got the 6. He's going to zip in. He's getting stunned up. Does have the mana to get onto the high ground, so he will get away.
Tower's going down though.
Middle tower is under attack.
Vici Gaming, I think sort of every game this series, they've been so good at taking the tier 1 mid in the first 10 minutes of gameplay. They prioritize the pressure, 7 minutes, it's gone. They get this early tower. I mean that no one will be able to farm a little safer on his half of the map with the tower. Ooh, tier 2 being the one to meet the creeps. They are going to look towards Paparazzi up top. He is level 6 and is saving that point, so we'll have an emergency Sunder if required. But Ori TP's over. They've got the wraparound as well from Fade and DY. They lead in onto Roger. Roger gets the Spike Carapace out, but still the Magic Missile control from DY holds him down. They get the kill.
They've got that high level of Ion Shell. Fade actually taking a crazy amount of damage there already. Will be able to survive. They actually have Arcane Boots already finished on Roger too, so that pressure that can come out from that Darkseer dual lane, they can always consistently be able to spam out those Ion Shells. So yeah, they have been slowing down Paparazzi a little bit here. As yeah, I feel like Paparazzi is one of those players that he always, absolutely always holds the skill point at level 6 for that Sunder if they make an aggressive play.
Definitely a much closer start than we've seen in the previous games here. 8 minutes in, 5-4. Neither side getting out of control in terms of pickoffs and in terms of losing sort of supports to easy kills. Roger is going to return back top, wants to try and find his level 6. Vici Gaming are going to try for the setup upon him. Magic Missiles out. They do have a lot of slow and control. Dragon Tail stun out as well. They'll burst down the Nixus Acid.
This is just relentless aggression from Vici's side.
Yeah.
Ramses, he's going to try and chase down Yang. Yang does have the primal split if he feels pressured to use it. Won't need to, as he's able to break away from this Juggernaut.
Kind of interesting how they send the DK top. They're just like, all right, well, Paparazzi's getting pressured too much from this magic damage. Let's just park a DK there who doesn't really care too much about it.
It was a very nicely done rotation. Like TP from jungle, rotate to the mid lane when DK went top, and now he's on the bottom lane already because Jug TP'd out. Like he just finds these free spaces on the map all the time for himself.
Yeah. They've got a haste rune on no one.
Now chasing down Ori. Up top with the Centaur, not using the stun though initially. Ori's out of mana, and no one will be able to get in, close off the gap, stun him out with the Centaur. The Omni Slash damage will be enough to find the kill on Ori. That big tanky DK taken down. At the same time down bottom, Vici Gaming will look for a support kill. They'll chase down Roger, trap him in the shards. No one's going to come in to try and help out Roger, but Roger will fall. Paparazzi's pretty low, but he has got that Sunder. Turns around, is able to get back up to full HP. No one's only got a little bit of mana left to zip out, but it is enough to get him far enough away from this Tusk. There's no one going for the Treads Kai, getting those stats online and making sure that he has the mana to play around with for those early sort of plays.
It's Dominator creep.
He's looking to play around with Yang, just teasing out the stun. But still no further follow-up to get on top of the Brute. Yang still holding onto that split, ready for any necessary turnaround.
2 for 2 bounties, denies the illusion room from Ori.
Radiant's middle
But,
tower is
oh,
under
nice.
attack.
He actually uses his Dominator another creep there to make sure they don't get that gold. Giving Roger bot lane so we can get that level 6 online so they can make those plays. The Ion Shell plus Vendetta, of course.
You can see Yang really wants to try and get a fight started. Wants to get a good usage of the Primal Split. They're going to collapse in past the tower. If they get eyes on Roger, Roger will leap forward. Does show. They'll take the tier 1 and start to back off. VP are heading down here.
They know this is coming, though. They saw them actually coming with that deep ward they placed earlier.
Yeah, they're straight up. They don't want to mess around, as the Elder Dragon form will surely come to an end.
Dire's middle
And they're
tower
still
is
making
under
these
attack.
sort of plays and keeping space open on both of the other lanes. Top lane, the Venge is able to pick up some farm. Paparazzi returns to hold on to this tier 1 tower mid. Continues to have not an amazing start on the Terra play, but still a very good one. You know, this isn't similar to what we saw last game. It's still good, but he's not going to jump away by a few thousand gold at the 11-minute mark. Stun's going to miss Yang. He's out of there. They will send forward the Mud Golem. They'll get vision onto Fade. No one's going to zip in. We'll drag him back with the Vortex. They're trying to kill Fade off. He's able to keep himself alive with the Snowball. Tries for a sharp block, but Ramses is there with the wraparound. They'll kill off the Tusk with the Blade Fury. Healing Ward is down. Yang pops the Primal Split. They're focusing down Roger. Roger gets the stun off onto the 2 of them. He'll still continue to back away. There's VP. They have got Ramses ready to jump in with the Omni Slash if he sees a good target. At the moment, he doesn't want to do so with the split still out. As Vici Gaming will retreat. No one zips in. He's still got mana to play around with. Will be able to pull back into the stun. They've got the control on Yang. Yang's taken out by the Blade Fury. They're on top of DY as well. VP, they'll take another. They're still going to try and chase forward. The charge will hold back Ramsey, so he cannot get in for the Omni Slash. The VP starting to make moves that are getting them these kills, able to sort of dive out of the fight and then get back in as the split ended.
And they're actually punching back in this game. It's not like they're like, oh, we have a Storm Spirit, he's just gonna jungle. No one is getting involved inside of these kills. I think it's really important for them. They're trying to actually match this aggression for once this time around in this series.
I mean, finally we're seeing the old VP just diving tier 1 and tier 2 towers.
Yeah.
Now.
And that was with Yang having the Bruce split right at the start there. They weren't able to find any secured kills because of the positioning, because VP gets that initial jump on them.
The healing ward is really good against these pandas, but it kind of negates the power of early game panda.
It's Roger. So we'll look for the setup. The Vendetta hit into the stun. They'll send the Hellbear Smasher in solo as well. With the slow onto Yang with the Iron Shell damage. Yang's falling down very low. The Toss Snowball comes into play. Will save him. They'll head up to Solo, but Solo got the Chain Frost out. They'll pull onto DY, but they've already lost one. They've lost that Lich. Fade with the uppercut will be able to beat down on the Nyx Assassin. The Chain Frost bounces around, but it doesn't kill off anyone. But maybe no one. Can he clean up? He tries to zip in, but the Dragon Tail stun into the Magic Missile. No one zips into his own demise.
So that's that instant stun you were
That
talking
is the
about.
instant stun on Dragon Knight against Storm Spirit. Yes, the lane is good for you, but after that, like, you really want this instant control against Storm Spirit.
Yeah, and they have the follow-up, right? They have that Vengeful Magic Missile that also comes in afterwards, too.
Yeah, they didn't even need to time that properly. Like, Venge actually stunned a little bit too early.
Yeah.
As we see here again, just the Snowball plays and Solo. I mean, the Chain Frost got very close to, I believe, killing off at least DY. Those bounces, if that went back to the Venge, DY would have been dead, but the RNG in their favor as it went over to Fade with that final Chain Frost bounce, and then see sort of the frustration play for no one. I mean, zipping into 4 heroes like that, it's always going to be a risk. He really wanted DY dead, but they get nothing, VP.
That was literally all the Chain Frost bounces and nobody died. You don't really
It
see
hit
that.
all the heroes.
Yeah. Armlet for Ori. So he wants to be able to be that scaling core as well. Since he's got that Venge aura too, I mean, his damage is going to be really, really high, and this armor also helps out quite a bit versus the Juggernaut.
Yeah, usually when you see DK, he doesn't really hit that hard, but with Venge buffs, it's significant damage.
Yeah.
That's Roger on the prowl, getting the information for the team. He's going to spot out DY and Ori. That sentry placement, though, did clip him, so they know that Roger's sneaking about here.
Dire are scanning.
DY will continue to hunt him.
DY knows.
He's not going to have Vendetta back up for 20 seconds. They bring a TP in, they're going to have a good shot at this kill. The Spike Carapace on the Magic Missile, but there's Ori with the follow-up control, Dragon Tail stun, and they've got more than enough damage with that armlet. Beating down on the Nyx Assassin, same time up top, Ramses, he went for the Omni Slash play onto Fade, but Fade able to survive for now with the Snowball, goes for the punch of the TP out. That's an Omni Slash down, Ramses not able to get the kill as Fade just escapes. Down bottom, splits committed from Yang, he'll look towards Pasha, they're bringing in the Terrorblade too,
they instant
Paparazzi,
purge on the
he's got the
surge.
reflection out, can he kill him? Pasha has got the surge back up, but Ori's here, so's DY. They'll lock down on the Darkseer, Vici Gaming.
That movement just so quick. The Venge and the Dragonaut are down there already meeting them for that aggressive play. And VP, they're hemorrhaging a lot of kills here in the last few moments. And it's the core heroes too.
I feel like VP is not really like ready for VG Gaming's aggression. Like they're really fast on the map. Like they go on one point, like they don't like start jungling on the map. Like it's nice, it feels like nice when there's jungle creeps next to you, you can just farm them. But instead they just run to lanes to their heroes, and that's how they're able to turn around all these situations.
Yeah, and it's not even like they're waiting for like the DK ult either. He's just moving around without it.
Mid lane, they're going to try for Yang, but again, the snowball saves there. Fade's able to come in and give some safety to Yang. Now the Chain Frost bounces out. Zip forward for Nona, has the drag back with the Vortex to get one, get two. They found two and they're trying to set up for more. No one zips in, straight in onto DY, dodging off the magic missile. They'll get a third. No one, you can feel it. He's angry, he's mad, and he's ready to play. Getting the triple kill on the Storm.
So important that he gets those kills too to set himself and catch himself back up. That Lich Chain Frost just bounced between the catapult and that poor Brewmaster.
I mean, suddenly he has a good game.
Yep, and now he's back. Level 12, completely recovered.
Both him and Ramsey's looking very clean this opening. 3-0-5 as well on Ramsey's Juggernaut.
And a regen rune now too. He can pick up 2 components of that Bloodstone and look to make plays with that regen. Level 12 is one of those big timings with the Stormstone, because level 1 zip it's a little bit underwhelming.
In the jungle, they're already ready to find more here. VP, they're on the hunt. They're looking towards Yang. Yang, he hasn't got the primal split. No one's going to zip in. Yang getting bursted pretty low. He's going to be kept safe by the snowball. They're going to try and close it onto Roger. Roger trapped up by the shards. Vici Gaming, they'll get the Nyx Assassin. But everybody else for VP is out of there. No one. Still poking around. Just have to be very respectful of the fact that Vici Gaming will jump from the shadows, but he's backing off. He's out of there.
How close? Okay, Ori almost has that Blink Dagger, so that's going to make the game, again, hard for no one.
I mean, to the point where, if you're no one this game, do you want to be slotting in a Lincoln Sphere into your build at some point?
You can't do it too early, though. You need this. You need the Bloodstone. You need Kaya Bloodstone, maybe even some type of killing item. If you go this Lincolns, your damage is just really, really weak in the later stages.
17 minutes in. An incredibly close start to this game. VP on the hunt. Ramses, level 13, has the Omni Slash, good to go. They had to be careful. A lot of times, though, Fade has been stopping VP from getting everything out of the fight. The snowball saves, buying time for Vici Gaming to at least get trades in response. It's Roger and Solo, they'll get the ward down. Vici Gaming grouped up as 4. Paparazzi is going to be the one they'll move towards. Paparazzi is a little separated from the rest of Vici Gaming. Ramsey's ready to start the action. He'll charge into the tree line with the drums. Zip forward for no one, cleaning out the tree. Paparazzi trying his best to juke it off. No one's still got mana to play with. Zips in. He's on top of Paparazzi. Paparazzi needs help, but he's not going to get in time. They have the lockdown with the Omni Slash damage to kill off the Terrorblade. The rest of Vici Gaming, they're as a 4-man around that dire half of the map on the bottom, but they just weren't near enough to help out Paparazzi.
They plan to smoke there, but like the VP was just faster this time around.
Now VP, they can try and get a push on and take another tier 1 tower. They're grouping up down bottom.
How close is Paparazzi to BKB? He's rushing it. I think he was like...
He almost has it.
Yeah, he was about 100 off or so when he... Or 300 off or so when he died. But yeah, he's very close to it. And then that'll prevent him from actually going for that death, because he can just BKB TP out. They don't actually have a way to prevent that.
See, Ori, as you said, with the blink, can look for a blink opening. As in 8 seconds, they'll have the TB back up. Paparazzi can look to join the fight if Ori finds a good jump. They've got the blink stun, they have the primal split, they've got a lot of setup. The swap back on Ramses. Here's the TP in from the Terrorblade. They'll go for the back onto the jungle. No one's into the Chain Frost down as well. They get the kill onto DY. Roger's falling low. They've got this Chain Stuns though. This DK held in place. Ori's dead. They've killed off the Dragonaut. It's a big kill for VP. They'll lose Solo and they'll lose Roger. Ramses, he's got to try and get out. Will get swapped back into the magic missile. They're on top of the jug. Ramses, Blade Fury, Surge from Pasha getting out. No one. Straight back in. He'll pick up a second. He gets the kill on Paparazzi. VP, they've got the 2 big cores, but no one. He's out of mana. Magic missile from DY. The snowball fall from Fade. No one needs help. He needs that Pasha. The Surge getting no one back to safety. Back over to their half of the map. As VP, they'll lose 2 supports, but they get both Ori and Paparazzi.
That swap by DY and
yeah, that swap was definitely not good. I don't know why they didn't just start the initiation with the DK blink.
Yeah, I think maybe he was trying to think like, you know, you swap into that instant DK stun or something like that, but that seemed like a very weird initiation. They even used the buyback on DY, but no one able to reset. And yeah, Pasha, 2 clutch surges able to save his cores.
And just the top read there for no one. The rest of his team getting out, realizing the Paparazzi was low enough that he could just zip into the 4 of them. He was aware of all the cooldowns, knew it would be a safe play to make. getting that pick off. Top lane, Roger will be chased down here by Fade and Ori. Dust is out. They'll get the vision on him, but Roger's able to actually juke them a little bit. Ori should be able to close the gap with the blink back up in a couple of seconds, and Roger will not have anybody. Well, he's got no one around, but no one's not going to want to do anything about this, as they'll have to let the Nyx Assassin die. But no one very close to having that Bloodstone at its completion now.
Ramses.
He's got the Omni Slash.
Doesn't want to blow it for a single support.
Yeah, sentry down as well. Vici Gaming aware that someone was sneaking around. As they'll try again for this bottom tier 1 tower, VP.
They claimed the top 2 net worths after that last fight, though, and now they get a tower 2, 4K net worth lead as well. Very nice swing of momentum for there. As yeah, Pasha having an excellent game this time. You know, this was the key thing they needed.
They've got to give him a good start.
Got to give him a good start so they can have this impact. He's got items. He's even getting close to that Crimson Guard, which is going to be really, really nice versus the lineup of Vici, because they're pretty limited on magic damage in this game.
Yeah. At the moment, they can't really take fights. They absolutely need the BKB on the TV to take any kind of fights in this game.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
No one got the Bloodstone already, too.
This is such an opening from both Nolan and Ramses. As this Storm and Jug ready to run rampant around the fight. Being backed up and having that save potential as we've seen from Pasha.
This is the VP we like seeing, right? Like you were talking about, just like match the aggression.
They really are, 16 to 15, close in the kills. See now Paparazzi, he has got the BKB. The Tusk, he's got the Blink, so those Blink Snowball saves will be there. Lots of ways that they can protect the Terrorblade in the fights, make sure that he survives, gets that Sunder off, and is able to turn around with the Metamorphosis and Reflection. A VP, if they can find the quick pickoffs, if no one can get in with the instant disable of the Vortex into the Impale from Roger, they can still have the damage required to kill these cores before those sort of saves do come in.
Solo wants to try to get some vision down for them. They only have vision right now on the bottom side.
We're pushed all the way down round to that tier 2 top. Vici Gaming ripping around their shrine. See if they themselves want to look to try and go for a smoke up and play, and they will. The line has been drawn. They see Ramses presenting himself in the lane. They know that VP's going to be behind him.
I mean, they have strong team fight as long as that Brewmaster gets the split off and DK getting into that backlines there. They're getting a good wraparound here onto VP.
They are. Here's the initiation. Fade straight in with a punch up on a Pasha. They're looking towards the targets here. Pasha goes for the back of the wall. They've got the Omnisense, the Chain Frost bouncing it onto Fade. Fade will surely fall. VP will get 1 kill. It's 1 for 1 at the moment. No one with the track back onto DY. DY finally falls. No one. He's got 2 kills out of this. 2 Bloodstone charges. Solo turns away by Paparazzi. But Roger in with the stun. They're on top of Paparazzi. Can they kill off this Terrorblade? Paparazzi's trying to find a center target. No one's out about a Ramses. Blade Fury TP out. He won't escape. They've got the right click damage to kill off the Jug before he's out of there.
Oh my, even though they have the Crimson Guard in the fight, just this damage that the Venge Spirit provides for this Terrorblade, he just shreds right through it.
Yeah, absolutely. The Darkseer was the best target to find for first as well.
Yeah.
To stop their big teamfight combo.
It's like it's thankful that he gets the Greaves off before he does die, because if he doesn't, or his Crimson Guard in particular, because if he doesn't, that fight can even go worse.
I feel like Vici actually wanted more from this fight. They already they blew the BKB and meta from TB, and now they just have to wait for their cooldowns before they take any fight. And I feel like VP is gonna capitalize on this, and I think they're looking to go Roche.
With those cooldowns in mind, as you say, it's definitely a window they can work with. With the Jug, the
Roche actually dies pretty decently fast with the Iron Shells too.
And they've got that sustain. Healing Wall can be popped down if they feel that they're getting too low. They're going to be able to stay at full HP if required.
Yeah, Vici used everything. They used DK ult, Brew Split, like you said, the TB abilities too, and the items, so looks like VP should be able to get away with this one for free.
I mean, the problem with these early BKBs on TB, it's gonna eventually go down to 5 seconds, and it feels like you don't even have a BKB anymore.
That late game presence certainly going to be dwindled as the game goes on. If those charges do continue to get consumed by the Terrorblade's usage. As this Roche, it is a free one indeed. Aegis is going to be there, of course, picked up by no one. And Storm Spirit, one of the best Aegis carriers in the game. And you've already seen how much no one's been getting done in these recent fights. Even with the instant disable of the DK, he's been playing around it very nicely in the last few skirmishes.
Yeah, and his damage is going to increase heavily as he's approaching that Orchid. He's also going to be able to protect or stop the protection from the saves coming out, in particular from that Tusk, or even be able to initiate on the Brewmaster in the team fights. And then the Brew is pretty much the majority of the team fight from Vici, so if he doesn't get split off, they could be in some trouble.
We'll lose that tier 2 tower down bottom. No one did TP in, started to poke a Paparazzi. Has to be very careful with the way that Vici Gaming are entirely behind their Terrorblade at the moment.
This game, he's just going straight damage. Just going for that Daedalus with the Venge.
I like it. 'Cause they don't have that much lockdown. I mean, they have the one DK stun, but he feels like he absolutely needs to burst the target down on this one stun, hence the Daedalus.
As Vici Gaming, they will now split up across the map. No one's keeping an eye out for any zip targets. Ramsey.
This is not really like a Scotty game either, you know. There is not gonna be like these prolonged fights that much. Like once the TV, like the BKB wears off on him, he understands like he's just gonna die.
Playing versus Darkseer too, right? Like,
I mean, that's the Darkseer strength, you know.
Yeah.
You get the illusion from TV and you have the passive damage of Iron Shells all the time, burning down heroes.
See how heavy VP want to go in with the push in mid. Having the Aegis on no one will certainly give them courage to make plays as such, but they have to be careful about overcommitting. A lot of turnaround potential with Vici Gaming's lineup, having the Primal Split, the full tool set of Paparazzi's Terrorblade ready to throw out into the fight. VP, they're moving on to the tier 2 tower, they'll take it. Vici Gaming not wanting to try and contest at the moment into that Aegis of no one. BKB's done for Ori. So now no one's going to be heavily limited him to sort of offensive potential onto the DK. Ori's going to be pretty much invincible for the duration of that BKB.
No one's level 18 now, so we've got that level 3 ball lightning, so further zip range, faster speed too. It just makes it feel much more comfortable to play the hero.
And no one straight in. He sees an opportunity. He's immediately onto the touch. The swap will be there, separating the touch. The vacuum! Oh, VP! It's absolutely mother trucking beautiful! The buyback's there for the touch. They only killed the 2 supports though. They did lose Pasha, and now Vici Gaming to try to fight back. They've got the BKB on Ori, and now will wear off though, so they cannot continue to chase.
That was so close.
Broom, look how low the Broom got.
Paparazzi was so close too.
Oh my god. They did it perfectly. They did the Nick stun follow-up at the exact same time as that vacuum comes out.
Going in as no one, you know, sort of baiting the attention, making them start to close that gap, setting up for the vacuum. You'll see it once more as they try to go in, lead in for the kill. They get the 2 supports, but you're not quite able to kill off the big targets. Paparazzi Sunder, and he's able to just waltz up to the high ground with his BKB.
Cannot believe that's all they got with that.
Kind of fortunate. Sometimes you get lucky in Dota.
Yeah, it's very true.
That's how it is.
They're ready to try and make another move already. Zip in. They're on top of the DK. They know that he's not got BKB for 5 seconds. They want this kill desperately, and with the stone control, they should have it, and they do. The Sinister Gaze as well. They're controlling up the Primal Split. There's no Primal Split potential. It's still on cooldown as well. Yang's got to be careful. DY getting beat down by no one. It's another kill for the Storm Spirit. Godlike streak down for no one. As he'll move in onto Yang. Yang trying to escape Roger. Straight in again with the stun. The Orchid of Malevolence is ready to go again. The vacuum onto 2. They're on top of both. The Paparazzi has above the BKB. He's trying to turn to get him to the high ground with the Blade Fury. Ramses is on top of Yang. The Crimson Guard popped by Pasha, keeping no one safe. Pasha will fall though. The snowball control from Fade will bring him down. But VP getting very feisty. Getting that big kill on the DK, striking just as they needed to. He was 5 seconds away from having BKB ready to pop again, and VP knew that.
They went a little hard, but they forced the TB meta. You saw Paparazzi, he was kind of like judging if he really wanted to use it, but now that's down, BKB's down too, so.
You don't really want to use your meta just like a non-objective plays.
Yeah.
Like, for sure, you trade some kills, but like the game doesn't really progress for yourself. Because now they have to wait 2 minutes again. It's like it feels like their lineup is just waiting all the time.
Holding on to this 4K lead now, Virtus.Pro. 22-21. For sort of the first time, as it feels this series, just being the ones to force these reaction out of Vici Gaming. It's no longer Vici Gaming just having free roam at the map and able to make the moves that they want. They're having to react to the pace that VP is playing at. They will lose the Aegis now on the Storm, so no one will have to be that little more careful. Starting to rack up the gold once more. 2,600 on top of this Bloodstone, Orchid, and Kaya.
Yeah, 49 HP regen. Or mana regen, sorry. Already finished up on that Storm.
And what does he want to go for next? Does he need another defensive item, or can he go fully offensive?
I mean, it's hard to say. I feel like all Shivas, Lincoln, and BKB all good items. It just depends on the preference and how he like envisions he's gonna take these team fights. Like Shiva is extremely good against TB illusions and just generally showing all the heroes in the fights. So your Darkseer and Nyx can really hit their combo together.
See where they go here. That's Vici Gaming backing up. Rogers tries head forward, but they've got an Observer and Sentry combo down Vici Gaming, so they'll see Roger hanging around at that location. No one zipping in.
So glad that Roger did go for that blink. You know, that combo, of course, we just saw it, but...
The chase.
Yeah, it just makes a big difference. It helps them catch so much, doesn't just make it so dependent on no one.
That big item is there for Paparazzi. He has the Daedalus money. Now the fights are very, very scary for people. If they make a misstep, if suddenly no one zips in, gets caught out in a stun, during that stun duration, he will die to the right click of this Terrorblade.
The thing is, I think the Terrorblade, funnily enough, he needs a Blink Dagger this game to really play on the DK Blink, and he's gonna blink in with them and just burst the target down. That would be cool to see.
Yeah. We do sometimes see that, don't we, in very particular situations, and this could be one of them. And I like this from Noah, playing it safe. He gets the BKB himself. Now he can commit with the BKB. I know that there's pretty much nothing that's necessarily going to hold him down long enough. Sure, he might still get uppercut by the Tusk, but chances are that's not enough disable on its own to allow the Terrorblade to kill him.
He has so much mana regen that he can just go to that backline. Then he doesn't have to worry so much about any type of saves. Doesn't have to worry about that Venge.
Vici Gaming smoked up. This move around the mid lane. VP themselves entirely down bottom. They can move over and they will have the high ground, VP.
They actually, while they smoke and they run through the creep wave, Yang actually moves his Vlads into his backpack to hide the smoke so that you don't see the Vlads actually on the creeps. That's a super sick play.
There's no one. He's ready to go in first with that BKB. On the high ground, smoke will be dispelled. They know that they're close, but no one straight in. And as well with the Sinister Gate tracking it down. No one pops the BKB. Does get uppercut by the Tusk. Goes in for cross once more. They're looking towards Yang. Yang gets the primal split off. Paparazzi as well. Pops the BKB. Meta as well. They'll turn towards Ramses. Ramses Blade Furies as well. Down towards the river. They're on top of Roger. Roger will fall. They'll get the support kill.
He's under the low to HP hero.
Yeah.
Now no one. Oh my goodness. Did you see that zip?
Actually perfect zip.
Absolutely perfect. No one on his Storm Spirit giving us the performance. We've seen no one Storm before. I've seen a lot of games where it's just been a bit of a joke, but this game, he is relentless. This Storm is out of control. They're outplaying Vici Gaming. Those sort of drawn out fights, again, it's what you're saying. They go in, they force out the BKBs, they force out the meta, they then reset, wait for Vici Gaming to split up, they're back in, and no one, he lands the target every single time.
And it's such a clumped fight right there where they get a great vacuum, they get the wall, it hits the Terrorblade, the TV Illusion's actually beating back on him, and this Omni Slash is bounced between pretty much everybody inside of the team fight. They got the great initiation from that low ground. He actually Sinister Gazed and almost pulled him on that.
And now they're taking the racks. They're onto the tier 3, they're onto the barracks. There is a buyback on Paparazzi, he doesn't want to use it. He's already used the meta, there's no point in coming in now. He's got to let these racks go. As VP, 33 minutes in, 9k lead. They'll take the middle set of racks away from Vici Gaming. Jump forward from Mori, but he can't close the gap. They're going to get out VP without losing anybody for that racks push.
Luckily for Vici Gaming, Roshan is not going to spawn for the next 2 minutes. So VP, actually, the Roche would have spawned already, they would have just gotten Roche straight up. And I feel like against AG Storm Spirit, you have little to no chances in this game, being so much behind.
Vici Gaming, they've got to find some sort of a pick-off, but it's just been impossible to do. Every single time, VP mirroring the movements of Vici Gaming. If Vici Gaming smokers 5, you can bet that you'll see VP as well. Hidden in the shadows, ready to pounce for that 5v5 fight every single time. No hesitation from no one. He goes in, he starts the fight off, he begins the chaos.
Yeah, now he has a Linken's from his Juggernaut that it's going to be thrown on top of him. He's also got to build towards one, so these disables are going to be very limited.
Yeah, that's smart.
I mean, they can still use the, of course, you know, that swap thing that we've been seeing. You know, you break the Linken's for free.
That's a feature.
For now, I think the both teams, they will push around the Roshan, just wait for the Roshan spawn, and there's going to be one last fight in this game to decide who's going to win it. I think, actually, VG, even if they would win the Roche fight, they need another fight to actually, like, win the game. But with VP, if they win this Roche fight, the game just ends.
Yeah, that you can see how much focus Vici's putting on it. They put both Obs wards actually just watching outside of that pit, just...
Yeah, they know how extremely important this Roshan is right now for them. If they have an Aegis on Storm Spirit, Cheese on Juggernaut, they feel like they're gonna lack damage to kill these heroes, so...
Vici Gaming. Now, see no one pushing out the top lane. But they'll know every single time that they've tried to go for a move, VP have always been there ready to react. Illusion will be sent forward. that is it for now. They'll get the information that Ramses is there along with Solo. And Vici Gaming, as soon as they realize that, they have to back off. I mean, bottom lane, these illusions shoving the wave up to a tier 3 tower. They've got a lot of problems they've got to try and deal with, Vici Gaming. As now VP know that Vici Gaming has sort of moved away from them. Maybe no one can find an opportunity to jump in. Yang's watching from the sidelines. They've still got some time left on this smoke. DY and Fade leading forwards, but VP, they're already out of there. Back into the jungle of Vici Gaming. They'll focus down the shrine.
They can still focus fire kill somebody super quickly if they're able actually to get that initiation, that initial stun with the paparazzi focusing.
They have to find that blink stun. But it's so hard to do with the way that VP have been reacting. They've got ways to save.
Yeah.
Maybe there's going to be a quick Linksons pop down. Maybe there's going to be a Frost Shield there that buys time for whoever gets jumped on to survive, have that damage reduction.
I mean, VP's formation in these team fights has been on point for now. Like, they always put the Juggernaut in front. They're going to Frost Shield in if they go on him, and it's really hard to kill him.
And back around the Roche, the focus is there. Ori inside the pit. There's an Arcane Rune, grabbed by Paparazzi. Already on the side, they'll get the silence onto the Bruise. Safety play will be there with the Snowball. Jump forward from Ori, committed with the BKB. They roll across the two of them to be able to bring down the Lich. Lich will buy back immediately. Ramses in the center of the fight gets the Omni Slash off on the Paparazzi. They've all been dropped down as well. No one's in back up to the high ground. They've gotten them pretty low. Swap back onto Ramses. He's getting back up to safety with that Blade Fury. The Chain Frost Roger with the stun. The Ziz, they've killed Paparazzi. They'll turn towards Ori. Ori stunned up, held in place. Ramses gets the double kill. The Sinister Gaze from Solo drags back another. Fade will die as well. As VP, they'll get the team wipe. They're going straight to the top lane. There are buybacks available on Vici Gaming, and VP will certainly be able to force them out. Ori buys back.
But the problem is they don't have meta, no Dragon Form.
Yeah.
Here are the buybacks.
No Panda Split, they have nothing.
They actually don't have anything to try to defend this. VP's going to back up and give him a little bit of respect anyway, though.
You've got to be careful. No one's got full mana. He's going to zip straight in. Silence onto Yang with the Orchid and Malevolence. They drag him with the Vortex. He's going to try and commit. The vacuum onto the 3. The defensive Snowball play will come in, but it's not going to be enough, surely. They get the uppercut punch onto no one. No one's still got mana to play with. He zips down, but he's still got half mana. He's still good to go. Another buyback comes out from Vici Gaming. DY is back in. They've got the full 5-man. Can they get any sort of catch? VP. Do they want to try and go for the finishing blow? They won't. They'll respect it. They'll back off. I mean, they just got out the full 5-man buyback.
You rarely see that.
They didn't even, they had 5 buybacks and not even able to get a single kill. And no one, he's pretty much back to full mana. They go into that Roche pit. They have the healing ward as well.
He's pretty much got the money for the Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah, 20 seconds left for meta.
This is it for Vici Gaming. They have to do something around the Roshan pit. But it's so hard to do so.
Yeah, especially like in that last fight, they got the jump. You know, they got the kind of the jump they wanted, but they just still weren't able to focus fire any targets down.
The follow-up simply wasn't there because the TB is always, he's a little bit behind from the DK because DK blinks in and he doesn't get to hit on right on the stun. That's why I wanted to see the blink dagger on TV.
They've got the meta backup on Paparazzi. I believe when he did last use it, had the Arcane Rune. So
I mean, it looks like VP really respects this VG Gaming team. Like, I feel like they could have taken Roshan, no meta, no Dragon Form, but they know like if they play passive and you know how this last fight went, we 5-0'd them. It's so easy.
They're going for the
walk
Roshan.
In the park, you know. Let's do it again. We don't have to take any risk.
No one's in. There's going to be a bash from Roshan onto Paparazzi. The vacuum wall! The stun! He's got 3 off! The Snowball save will be there onto all of them. Paparazzi's up to the high ground. He'll be swapped out. Ramses now turns towards the BKB out from Ori. The Chain Frost is going to be thrown away. Ramses, Blade Fury and the Cruiser Guard from Pashi getting them up to the high ground. Zip back in onto DY. No one gets the kill onto the Vengeful Spirit. Yang put the primal split, but he's got to run out of there. The up panel, the wind panel falling low. Paparazzi is looking for a stun to target. Pots the BKB. He'll get the stunner off. Back up to full. But Ramses in with the Omni Slash. Another Snowball save comes in. They'll roll up to the high ground, but no one. Still Vortex dragging Paparazzi in. Paparazzi dead. Ori dead as well. GG is called. We're going to a game 5. VP able to pull it back together here in game 4 and showing that magic that brought them to this point, it is still there.
They definitely changed, you know, they changed the formula. We talked about how they needed to change something, and they did. They take a much more aggressive hero on Ramses. He's able to make a lot of plays in that early game. They end up switching the lanes up too, and they actually put pressure on Paparazzi this time. He had, I think, almost like half of the net worth as the last game at that 15-minute mark.
And no one's Storm Spirit. I mean, what a time to bring it out. The 5th pick, and he absolutely blew everyone away.
That was definitely a standout performance. I also like that they did a complete change-up in how they play. Like, all these 3 games, they're playing super passive. aggressive, and now they're just smoking behind tier 1 and tier 2 towers, like actually making the plays on VG this time around.
Yeah, they played so fast. They matched the pace. They didn't only match it, they were able to outpace that of Vici Gaming. They took sort of the approach that VG's had in the previous games, and they used it against them, and it was incredibly effective.
Yeah, they're playing versus this Brew, versus Terrorblade and Dragon Knight, so they're recognizing that these timings, they can be a bit slow for Vici to actually constantly take those fights, so they just brought it to them constantly.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the dream 2-2 now between VP and Vici Gaming. One game standing between both these teams and the championship title. Do not go anywhere. It's going to be incredible. We'll see you soon.